very much. Right then. This is Jon and Hugo of Monsterworks. We're back at Earth Terminal Studios. Marcus is up at Download watching Black Sabbath in a few minutes, and we're stuck here. We're mixing Monsterworks universe. We're just over. Well, it's the third day of 4 days, so we're over halfway.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about how the songs came together this time around, the writing and the riffs?
The songs for this album would have been written sort of late last year, so end of 2011, and then a couple beginning of the year, and then we start practicing them a couple of 3 days before recording normally.
No, it was a few weeks.
Yeah, but in fact, in some ways, we were a bit more prepared for this one, weren't we?
Yeah, it wasn't too. It's the songs are very. Johnny writes the vast, pretty much all the material, and it's very complicated riffs. And you haven't got normal person's musical brain, so some of the riffs don't make sense in a kind of.
Well, as in, I don't have an
you don't have an organ. So yeah, some of the riffs are just like they, kind of bits of strange timing or sort of, very various possible kind of root notes happening there. You're not quite sure what's happening, which makes it good, good fun and challenge to sort of learn the songs. But when you're on the deadline, you've got kind of it focuses the moment.
Yeah, but the band always pulls it together in the end. Well, it's funny because if I wasn't writing it, there's no way I'd be able to play it.
And we did struggle sometimes.
Yeah. So lyrically, well, the concept behind Monsterworks universe is no great surprise that it's about sort of the universe as a sort of central theme, which carries on a little bit from the previous recording we did, which was called Earth. So this time, sort of just wanted to expand on that idea and become a bit more vast in the palette, and so it takes the listener on a journey from the beginning of the universe, the Big Bang, up until the sort of theorized end of the universe, which is this thing called heat death, where the universe reaches a state of maximum entropy, where all the energy is used up, and because the universe is expanding all of the time, heat dissipates and it eventually will cool to more or less absolute zero when there's no energy left, nothing to produce light anymore. So all the stars are dead. But don't worry, because we're talking on a scale of literally trillions and trillions of years. So
it's an optimistic album.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a human interest story going on in there, possibly about humans leaving Earth eventually and going out among the stars and things like that.
But yeah, this one's very it's abstract, kind of big.
Yeah. Although hopefully at the same time doesn't alienate people.
I think we're less worried at this point in our career about alienating people.
Yeah, I think that already happened years ago. So, Hugo also contributes usually a sort of faster number to the melting pot of music that we do here. Although this time it was a bit more black metal.
It's a little bit black metal this time.
But did you start out trying to do that? Or you actually thought?
Well, I kind of normally like the kind of quite heavy, choppy and changey kind of grindcore, where it's sort of like a lot of blast and mixed up different types of beats and sort of lots of changes of tempo. And these days I'm quite into the kind of like the very bleak sort of bloody-minded kind of black metal, just like pounding on the same beat.
Like just relentless.
Yeah, exactly. This relentless feeling. I felt that matched the kind of sort of feeling like this big, cold, empty sort of universe.
Yeah.
That's what's going more for, as opposed to these kind of crazy spastic concepts. So what number album is this that we're mixing on Monsterworks, like right from the beginning?
This is the 11th?
11.
Bloody hell. The irony is that we're here today on the 10th of June 2012, mixing an album which probably won't see the light of day for at least another 2 years, I would imagine. But you know, that we'll see what happens. But it's, I like the idea that we've always had sort of material up our sleeves, that's sort of ready to go should anyone be interested. And every album has progressed in its sort of songwriting and execution and production as well. That's an important thing.
Yeah.
We've done the last about six or seven probably here at Earth Terminal Studios with Lewis Childs twiddling the knobs on the desk, and every time it gets just that little bit better than the one before. So that's the reason to keep coming back there, because we're always getting new, fresh ideas from him. And
yeah, he's always trying out different sort of techniques, and kind of, he's quite good at sort of experimenting with different ways of sort of getting songs recorded.
Yeah,
which is nice.
The guitars and everything, I think, probably more stripped back than ever on this one as well.
Yeah,
I think as you get older, you actually you sort of go back to your roots. You know, when you're young, you want to try everything, but
I think we've definitely gone for that. Actually, probably fewer and fewer guitars in the mix.
Well,
pretty much.
like literally, it is like it's basically one guitar each. Whereas, you know, previously we used to layer up, 10 guitars at a time, kind of thing. But after Ian left the band, because that is something that was something that kind of crept in with the way he liked to write music, which was building lots of layers and things like that, very sort of Devin Townsend kind of influenced sort of stuff, which was great and it was really good at the time for us, and it was just part of the learning curve, really.
Yeah, it's funny, people used to compare the albums would get reviewed and people would say, oh, it's, they draw quite a strong comparison with sort of Devin Townsend and Strapping Young Lad and things like that, which was kind of
fair enough.
Yeah, it was fair enough at the time, but it's
but I think we've gone further away from that, and I don't. Well, it was a little bit conscious, but nothing I've ever done. I've never really changed anything in the way of writing. I think it's just a natural evolution, and now I'm a bit more interested in putting a bit more dynamics into songs and having different parts with sort of different moods, things like that, rather than just being full on all the time.
It's quite a lot of actual singing on this one.
Yeah, although it's been a bit in the last couple of days.
Well, a bit bear in mind that my name's actually open.
True, that's
well, even fewer people have heard those than if I did.
Yeah. But every album is, I think, improved on the last, which again is quite a unique thing on metal bands. Like, we've had the luxury of never really having a proper record label or having any sort of external pressure at all.
Unburdened by
success. But maybe that. Well, musically, I think maybe it's been a good thing, and there's never been producers sticking their nose in how you write songs or trying to guide you in a certain direction or whatever. Again, that might be a good or bad thing, because maybe we've needed some guidance from time to time.
We have made like 5 concept albums.
That's right.
Which is probably 4 more than most people.
Yeah, but again, I don't know, it's just what was interesting at the time. Anyway, I think we're rambling a bit now. So thanks for tuning in. We'll be editing this quite heavily, I imagine, to get it down to
hopefully mostly deleting.
Yeah, down to about 40 seconds. So long. Till next time.
Oh dear. Self-interview.